Travis's Game Corner.
In my restless dreams, I see that town, Silent Hill. You promised to take me there someday, but you never did. I'm there now, waiting for you in our special place. Yes, that's right, friends. I'm here to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. The greatest of all Sonic games. It's weird because Sonic the Hedgehog 2 has always felt more personal. And not just because it was the first Sonic game I owned, but because he foils all of Dr. Robotnik's plans in the first game, and now suddenly he's like, it's just more personal. Like, I always feel like he's a foil for Robotnik, but now I'm tracking Sonic. I'm going for it. But that's also partially because I used to misunderstand Sonic's origins. I always thought, oh, Sonic's just a failed experiment. So Sonic's always like freeing all the captured animals at the end of a level. That's why Robotnik is after him, because he's a failed experiment and he's running off crazy. But the truth is, Sonic apparently comes from Christmas Island, and he's the result of heavy radiation poisoning from numerous nuclear bomb tests by the British Empire. So that's interesting. And Christmas Island isn't to be confused with Easter Island, which has other problems, like the big heads. But anyway, it gets weirder when it gets to Sonic Adventure, because Sega never really understood what 3D games were, and they could never really adapt Sonic to that environment, except that they put Shamu there, and Shamu tries to kill Sonic in the first level, which is very strange. I mean, what do whales care about hedgehogs? But at the same time, I actually kind of like those 3D levels. But the weird thing about Sonic Adventure was how it had that hub world, and then it had all those other characters you could play as. So you could play as Tails, who literally just follows Sonic around, and you could play as a robot and a fat cat. I don't remember if you could play as anyone else. Knuckles? I don't know. Anyway, the fat cat and the robot, they all had different styles of play, which would have been cool and creative if their levels were any entertaining at all. They're not. The cat fishes, I guess. What does Sonic eat? Does he eat berries? Anyway, so Sonic Adventure 2 comes out, and then it's like, oh yeah, they're going to fix it. It's just going to be Sonic levels. No, they doubled down on it. They put Tails in a mech, and he shoots stuff. It's bizarre. The Sonic levels are still pretty fun. It's all the other fluff. But it's weird to me because they thought they learned all the wrong lessons from Sonic Adventure 2 to Sonic Adventure 1. Because Sonic Adventure 1 had that hub world, which was kind of strange, but it wasn't bad. It was just like, hey, I get a place to explore or whatever. And then you would come across some Japanese guy and he's like, la la love, which I thought was weird. But you do you, man. But then Sonic Adventure 2, they're like, no more hub world. No more stuff like that. Just straight up levels. And if they had like 100 Sonic levels, that might have actually been pretty cool. But no. A handful of Sonic levels, and then Tails with a mech suit. And was Shadow in that one? I think Shadow's the bad guy. Well, I know he's the bad guy. I think he was introduced in that one. Oh, they had you got to play as the bad guys in that one. So then you also had Robotnik in a mech suit to counter Tails, and Shadow countered Sonic. It's such a dumb game, but also great, but terrible. But then after that, they lost all cohesiveness whatsoever. And then suddenly you're like Sonic and the 50 Thieves or something, and Sonic and the Colors of the Rainbow, and Sonic eating a hamburger really fast. A bunch of weird stuff. So supposedly they got Sonic, well, not the Lost World. That's a game. Not the one. Whatever the one that just came out, Sonic Frontier. Supposedly that's more open, and it's like, oh, we understand 3D now. I'll believe it when I see it. I haven't played it. Send your donations to travis@babylonb.com, and then I can buy it and play it before my children do.
Did you just watch a video from the Babylon Bee? Then you are part of the problem. I'll bet you're gonna like, comment, subscribe, and hit that little bell button too, aren't you? You are a cisgendered, heteronormative aggressor. You are perpetuating problematic, toxic ideas of Anglo-normativity.